We're on.
Welcome. Prescott Valley Arts and Culture regular meeting, September 19th, 2018. I call this meeting to order. Kathy, will you please take roll?
Commissioner Smith?
Present.
Commissioner Wirtz?
Present.
Vice Chair Quisenberry?
Present. Are there any changes to the agenda?
I move we accept the agenda as presented.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion approved. Has everyone reviewed the minutes?
Yes.
Are there any changes?
I seek an amendment to the August 15th regular commission meeting minutes, item 9. The last sentence, recommended change from the word they to the commission, so they would read, it was asked if Commissioner Wirtz would provide more details of how the commission would be participating.
We have a motion. Approve that edit?
I'm not seeing where this is from the last meeting.
From, the meeting minutes from the 15th.
On page 14 of 15 of
Yes.
the draft, very last sentence.
It just has some
Yes.
confusing terminology.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay.
Thank you.
Are there any other changes? All right. All in favor of approving the minutes?
Aye.
I move that we approve the minutes
Thank you.
as presented.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? The minutes are approved. All right, now we have announcements and presentations.
Yes, ma'am, we do. Tonight we have a very special person in our audience. This is Miss Kathy Severson. She's joining us from the Prescott Valley Art Guild. She has a program in which the Arts and Culture Commission sponsors, and it is a community public art competition. They're working on our behalf. So, without ruining everything that Kathy has to say about this fantastic upcoming event known as Fall for the Arts, I will ask her to come forward and educate and share all of the awesomeness that she is providing along with her membership. Miss Kathy.
Kathy.
Thank you, Brian. Okay, we gush. Anyway, such a pleasure, and I see some new faces. I've been here now a couple of times, and it's just such a pleasure to share. So if you don't mind, I'm going to take just a few minutes and kind of recap the journey that the Prescott Valley Art Guild has had with the town of Prescott Valley. In February of 2016, a couple of members of the organization approached Brian at the Parks and Rec about forming a partnership for a juried art show. And it was determined that it would be open to hopefully the Quad City areas. It was to expand. It wasn't really designed to expand much beyond that, but the goal was to create a professional juried art show that would be recognized as such. And if you know anything about nonprofits, you know that one of our original goals was to use it as a fundraiser. And it took absolutely no time at all for Brian to say, we would love to partner with you, but you cannot use this as a fundraiser. The Art Guild can't get any money from this project. And we were aghast for all of 2 seconds, and then we went, okay, we are going to have the best awards there ever has been in this area. Well, I don't know if ever. Let's say post-2008. We'll do that. Oh. We will qualify that. So we had our first year, and it was quite successful. We had 40 pieces that we showed, because at that point in time, that was all we really were able to show in the library. And then we went back last year, and then I get to tell my favorite Brian story was because, as you all know, sometimes approaching what do we refer to them as bureaucrats? Sometimes they put blinders on and they're not open to suggestions. And so we approached Brian with the idea of putting racks on the entryway right out here and being able to share more art. And I have to say, whether I don't know how he always keeps his, professional face on, so I'm not really sure quite how he felt about it. But he was exuberant, and he said, "We'll get, of course, involved multiple departments," and he pursued it with vim and vigor, and we were able to put up, I think it was quite a few, but we got more for this year. But anyway, I so appreciate it, and I have to tell you my second favorite story, not about Brian, but about is one day I happened to be in the library, and one of the things that's nice about the racks is they sit on the ground, and we only put, even though they're 5 feet tall, we usually only put 2 pieces of art, but they're down low. As you know, the rest of the art that's in the library is fairly high up. And I was walking there, and there was this little girl about 10 years old that was literally going down the racks looking at all the pieces of art. And I went, that is so cool. And that's why we do this. So this is an opportunity for us to expand the art of the town of Prescott Valley, because we know the commitment that's here, but not everybody else does. So we draw from outside of Prescott Valley, although of course everybody in Prescott Valley is always welcome. So the good news is, we just had our cutoff date last Friday, and I was diligently counting entries. And while we have about the same numbers we did last year. Last year we had 50-some entries. We've got 50-some entries this year. We made another change. I had somebody call me last year with a question. They said, well, can I have more than one entry? And up until that point, we'd allowed people 2 entries. And I got off the phone, and I go, well, why do we limit them to 2 entries? If as long as they pay the entry fee. And so we went back to the committee and we said, do we care? And they said, no, we don't care. And so we have close to 150 entries. So is that exciting or what? And we have them in 4 different categories, and we're still tweaking those categories, but photography, watercolor, acrylic, oil, and then that miscellaneous for all those other kinds of art pieces. So the other thing, like I said, was one of our goals is to really be able to give good awards, prizes, and so we're a little bit higher. Entry fees a little bit higher than the norm. We charge $15 per entry for non-members and $10 for members, but we have about $1,900 in our kitty. We are like Scrooges with our expenses, so we should be able to have at least $1,500 in awards this year. So I'm so excited about that. And let's see. I think I've run out of things to say very quickly. Oh my gosh, dates and time. Okay, the take-in is going to be October 10th at 9:30, and of course I coordinate that with Hope. I give him all the accolades, but couldn't survive without Hope. That is my girl. Love her. Anyway, so 10th, and then the big event is October 13th from 4:30 to 6 when we have our reception, and I am extending an invitation to all the members of the Arts Council, and I have invitations here, but I don't know what the protocols is, if I can walk them up or if he wants to take them. I'm going to give you 3. And then I will give you 1, and I will give Hope for the others. So anyway, we're just so excited to have this partnership. We love working with the town. I love coming and telling you all about our projects and giving you my Brian stories. And it's such a pleasure. I mean, it's just such a wonderful opportunity for us to take this egg that we have and expand it and grow it out into the larger area. So thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Any questions?
We're so excited and looking forward to the show. It'll be great.
I am too. I mean, I got a sneak peek here, and we just have some phenomenal art in the area. In fact, that was one of the things when I moved here is I needed to make sure that there was an artist community, and it's just breathtaking to see the diversity and that we have. So, thank you.
Thank you for being a part of that.
Thank you.
As you can see, Kathy and I have fun jousting with each other and in doing that. Some of those bureaucracies that we played with going through the creative actual solution that was worked out by all parties was pretty doggone neat, because it was able to expand what our infrastructure system here couldn't support. And the most important part about that was the simple fact that our policies that we have do not allow for easels utilization. So pretty awesome and creative group that Kathy represents, not also inclusive of herself too, in doing that we're able to jump into that 150 entries that she is producing out there. So pretty cool stuff, and a great support by our facility staff here to help implement that, just because they take a nice load off of Kathy's shoulders too through that process. In addition to that, some of our additional announcements are going to relate to our upcoming Balloon Fest. This is actually going to be taking place on this Saturday, September 22nd. This particular event is produced by the Prescott Valley Rotary Club. We're bringing this to you as well as our viewing community out there because Arts and Culture is sponsoring a portion of this activity in regards to activities, in this particular case, concerts. Again, the event's taking place Saturday, September 22nd. This will be located in the entertainment district of Prescott Valley. If you're familiar with where the mini putt-putt golf is located, the fountain just outside Harkins Theater, that would be considered your entertainment district. The specific site is encircling the fountain, and down Main Street is where the Glow and all of our activities with live music, arts, food, wine and beer garden, some cars on display, and the balloons all aglow during that evening. There's also some cool surprises that'll be found in the kids zone over there. Let's see here. As far as your schedule of events, we are kicking off at, looks like, my apologies, I'm missing that one little element. Is it 2 p.m.? Does that
1
sound
p.m.
right? 1
It's
p.m.?
1 to 8.
My apologies. 1 to 8. Game, food and beer and wine all day. Lori McDonald and the Combo Deluxe will be one of your performers starting at 2. Sky Daddy starts off at 3:45. And the Denise Allen Band as our headline closer starting at 6 p.m. Corvette Car Show will be on store from 4 p.m. until the Balloon Glow, and the Balloon Glows will occur at sunset, which is approximately at 7 p.m. You'll be able to learn more about this on the Signals Facebook event page, facebook.com/events. And again, this is a free event thanks to the Prescott Valley Rotary Club and their sponsors. We ask everyone to come out, give freely, because this is a fundraiser in support of Big Brothers Big Sisters of Yavapai County. Any questions as it relates to the Prescott Valley Rotary, Balloon Glow
No, sir.
Festival? All righty. Our very next program is the Prescott Valley Parks and Recreation Department Run for the Hill of It. This is the 5 and 10K Summit Run to the peak of Glassford Hill. This event takes place Saturday, September 29th. Registration is available online and will take place through September 20, I believe it's actually 26th. Does that sound right?
The website says the 26th.
26, okay. So entrance fees, $15 for 12 years and under, $20 for 13 and up. Entry fee includes the race, event t-shirt, water, and snacks. For our first 30 registrants, they will also receive a free water bottle. We start the event at Glassford Hill Middle School, which is located on East Panther Path. Upon checkout, if you're doing such online, you'll be asked if you are a runner, jogger, or walker, hiker, because we have those two separate categories. The runners and joggers flight will start promptly at 7 a.m., and then our 7 a.m. flight will be for our 7:30 flight will be for our walkers and hikers. We do encourage you to leave your strollers and dogs at home for the safety of all other participants. We ask that you please park in the parking lot of the Glassford Hill Middle School, where we will be conducting the staging and check-in there at the basketball courts at Glassford Hill Middle School. All righty. If you are running a 5K or walking a 5K event, we have shuttle services that will take you to your start and finish points. All runners running and walkers taking the 10K entry opportunity will start directly at the middle school, and that will be your end point as well. All righty. Questions on the Run for the Hill of It?
Will there also be same-day registration?
There are same-day registration opportunities. There will be an additional fee for such, but we will take that. Registrations need to be completed between 6:30 and 7 a.m. so that we can get you to your appropriate points and start times. All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Next are a variety of different art club opportunities. These are for community members age 12 and up, invited to join these free, and I repeat, free art classes led by our local artists who work in a variety of different media. This is a chance to learn new techniques, improve your current art skills, and learn about artists and movements, and work collaboratively with your other artists within those programs. All experience levels are welcome. So if you feel that you know nothing, you actually probably know more than what you think you do, and we want to see you become more involved in learning and expanding your horizons. All supplies are provided. Students are welcome to bring their own supplies as well. Lessons are approximately half an hour of instruction followed by an hour or 2 hours of time to complete the particular projects. In addition to general instruction, teachers will provide one-on-one assistance to the students as they work throughout their project. Upcoming classes are Color Wheel, using Instagram to promote art. I always mess this up. Memes and me. Mural Mayhem, and I'm not even going to get touching on this one. Kirigami. There you go. Which I'm not even for certain what that is. So there's my limitations. I need to sign up for the class. All right. All of these opportunities can be found on the town website at pvaz.net. Look at our classes and programs. You can enroll in those from the comfort of your home 24/7, or you can visit our offices located at 7501 East Civic Circle. We're on the 3rd floor in Civic Center, Town Hall. All right. Questions on Art Club? Yes, sir. What was that?
Domo arigato.
Sure, yeah. Thank you.
I have a question also.
Yes, ma'am.
It says 12 and up. How
Yes.
up is up?
All the way.
Up is up.
As far as
If you're up enough
can
to come in and participate, you're up.
I will join you, Nancy. You just let me know which one.
All righty. Our next item is guitar, bass, and ukulele lessons with Mr. Pete West. Pete's been one of our instructors for a number of years. He is a cool dude. You will learn to play your favorite songs, styles of music, or even create your own songs on the guitar using techniques learned in this class. Each class is scheduled as half-hour one-on-one sessions with the instructor. Lessons are available on Mondays and Wednesdays between 2:30 and 7:30. Once you've signed up for this class, you'll be put in contact with the instructor to schedule your weekly lessons in that time frame. Again, visit us at pvaz.net or give us a call at the office 759-3090 or visit us again at the Civic Center, 7501 East Civic Circle. And with this, I think I've jumped too fast, have I not? Okay, my apologies. I believe that concludes our announcements for this evening.
Right.
Alrighty. We're good on item 5,
We're
I believe.
all the way through.
My apologies. Didn't mean to leave you hanging like that.
Do we move to department and division updates?
Yes, ma'am. As far as the director's report, I have nothing really in addition to add other than a major thank you, especially to the three main players that are here tonight, for your participation, support, contributions to the 40th anniversary. Thank you so very much in helping educate, communicate to our public, helping things move along smoothly, doing all those things. A special kudos to Commissioner Sinclair, serving as the main stage MC, doing all of those cool, awesome things that were going on. I hope you all thoroughly enjoyed yourself. I can't say enough to all of our sponsors that help make everything there operate, and a large part, and I'm going to be very upfront and honest, if it was not for those contributors, and we're talking about dollars, those contributors, as well as products and services, our event wouldn't be Vice Mayor Laura Lee Nye's favorite four-letter word.
Free.
And that was free. The jumpies were free. There was no parking fees. There was no admission. There was none of that. If you came hungry and thirsty, yeah, it cost you. But every single other aspect was free. Awards were given, prizes were given, there were all kinds of different opportunities. Kids were bouncing like crazy all over the place.
People were married.
People were married, exactly. Vows were renewed. Some of us got inspired and a little revivaled in the old church activities and everything else that was there for us. Some of us learned how the town was incorporated back in the day. Some comedic justice was taking place during that whole process.
Just a little.
Just a little. But it was also fun to go through a retro experience, especially with our main stage performers that we had going on, and to see the talents of community members. Dr. K was just awesome in regards to doing that. The fact of the show and tell that the PV Historical Society offered to the community in regards to bringing your pieces. As a matter of fact, as I was doing some of my work and a gentleman saw my town shirt on, he came up to me and he goes, "I want to let you know this was awesome." And I said, "Cool, what was the most awesome part?" And he goes, "I just got done inside the tent, and I just found out that," and he showed me his piece of artwork that he had that his mother had collected and handed down to him, was from, and I apologize, I believe it was Chicago, and so on and so forth, and how they moved out here and became part of this community. But the estimation given to his mom's probably 50 cent, $2.50 back in the day was worth over $1,000 today by estimation. And I said, well, I tell you what, I don't care if it is the $2 back in the day or the $1,000. That rascal's pretty slick in the printing because of the reliefs and the colors and this and that and the care that the family had given to it. It was really, really neat. And the many other folks that were all part of that. So I thank everyone for that. I thank everyone for their support. Again, products, services, and dollars that made our event free and open to the public. So with that, I'm happy to answer any questions that you might have concerning the department's report as a whole and answer those questions. If not, those are my reflective comments for now.
Does anybody have any questions?
No, I just wanted to add is that our citizens are waterproof because Saturday of the 40th, it drizzled most of the afternoon, and watching people walk around, it was like they didn't even notice.
Exactly.
It kept right on going.
You're
and
exactly
had a wonderful
right.
time.
Yep.
And
I can say from my personal perspective, I'm like, really? Come on. This is one time you do not need to come to the event, type of a deal.
It was phenomenal.
And it was. We had the on-agains, off-agains. Matter of fact, Sunday was actually scary just from a visual standpoint because it's like, wow, this thing's going to come. It actually ruined our neighbors' 50th anniversary celebration that they were having over at Yavapai College. So I felt, Yavapai College. So I felt really bad for them. But I was so grateful that it just went right in between the Bradshaws and Glassford Hill and then boomeranged and headed towards the Mingus Mountains. So I was really happy.
And for those of you who had a wonderful time at the 40th, 10 years from now, you better look out because the 50th will be a knockout.
Exactly. And that party may take me out. I don't know.
It may be the end of us.
Cool. So, but thank you again. I really, really appreciated those efforts. It was great. Especially, I mean, days after being installed?
Yeah, just a couple of days after being installed. But we're all really happy to help. That's why we're here.
You're a trooper.
Fun. Fun day.
Any other questions for Mr. Whitty today? No? All right.
Ms. Hooper.
Moving on to old business. Oh, my report. Yes, I would like to put out a call to action for Gold Fever Days coming up for volunteers. The 40th anniversary was just kind of a peek at what we do, and it's 100% worth it. If you want to come out and volunteer, give Parks and Rec a call, and they'll get you in touch. And I just want to put another thank you out. I'm really pleased to be a part of this community, and the 2-day party at the 40th was amazing. So thank you, everybody. All right, moving on to old business. Movies Under the Stars.
Thank you. Yes.
Fabulous.
So Movies Under the Stars concluded at the end of June. We had another great season of movies. We did our first drive-in movie in celebration of the 40th anniversary, which was jam-packed. We did end up turning people away by the time that there were still people coming in, and we had to tell them, you can park on the side and sit up front, but I'm sorry, the lot is full. So it was a really awesome experience. Went really well, and we had packed movies otherwise as well. Our average attendance was about 450 people per movie, which was wonderful and up from last year, so we're very happy about that. We'd like to thank all of our sponsors. Arizona's Hometown Radio Group, they're great. They always support us and help us get the advertising we need, and they work really hard to make sure our events are always successful. 89A Dental Care, they've been with this program for a few years now, and they are wonderful. They usually do a couple movies. You'll see them out there with their free popcorn, which is super fun. So hopefully they'll be back next year with some more free popcorn. Sun Valley Tire sponsored a movie this year as well. So they actually sponsored Only the Brave, which was our last movie of the season. It was a little heartbreaking, but it was definitely a wonderful chance to see the community just kind of embrace each other and really have a nice memorial for those folks. So thank you for sponsoring that movie. And the Mountain Lions from Mingus Mountain Academy, those ladies were out at almost every single movie. They did a wonderful job doing vending for us, and also they sponsor a movie for us as well. So the Mountain Lions do a great job. They're very supportive. We're very happy to have them on board, and the ladies do a wonderful job with concessions while they're there. So for next season, make sure you stop by the concession stand and say hi to them. They're lovely, lovely young women, so we're very happy to have them there. Ace Hardware also sponsored a movie. They're another returning sponsor. We're happy to have them back. They're very supportive of everything we do here in the Parks and Recreation Department, so good to see them on board. And Truly Nolan was our new sponsor this year, so we're hoping that they come back next year. They sponsored Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, which features a giant ant. So we'll have to find another bug movie for them next year to sponsor. But everyone did a great job. We had wonderful attendance, and everything went smoothly for the year. So are there any questions about the program this year?
Did we make any changes this year that we need to address aside from the drive-in movie that was a complete success? Everything's just going to continue next year as set up?
As of this point, unless the committee would want to try something new, in that case, we'll do what we can. But the drive-in movie was the only new thing this year, but it was quite an undertaking, and it was really fun. So I'm hoping we can bring it back.
Wonderful.
Has there been an opportunity for any Quad City filmmakers to present their movies?
We've had some folks come to us with the start of ideas, and we've requested them to kind of develop them and give us proposals, and unfortunately we haven't received anything back. So we're definitely open to it. but at this point there hasn't been the follow-through that we would need to be able to develop that yet. But hopefully in the future and soon.
Okay.
But the interest exists.
Yeah, definitely.
Wonderful.
Okay. And I think that was our only
for
old business, correct?
Wonderful. Moving on to new business with Hope Hooper.
All right. We've got Gold Fever Day. If you like that 4-letter word, free, I've got a bunch of it for you. So on Saturday, October 6th, from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. at Fane Park, which is off of 5th Street in Prescott Valley, behind the bowling alley. We're going to have an awesome day. There's gold in them there hills. So join us to celebrate Gold Fever Day. It's a celebration of the rich history of Prescott Valley, and it focuses on the pioneer era and gold panning and all of the fun stuff that comes along with that. We're going to have free live concerts throughout the day. We have the High Mountain Chordsmen coming in from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. We have the Gadabouts coming in from 3 to 4, and then the Southern Flight is going to close our evening from 5:30 to 7 with some country rock. We're excited to have all 3 of those groups with us. We're going to have free games and activities throughout the event with plenty of prizes for everybody. There may or may not be some treasure hunts. You can interact with Charlotte Hall reenactors on site. We're very happy to have them on board. We've been working with them for the last couple months to make sure they have everything that they'll need for the event. Great group of people, so we're very excited to have their volunteers there in costume, reenacting, really get into the spirit of things. So it'll be a fun addition to the event. There's going to be tours of the chapel and the Fitzmaurice ruins hosted by the Prescott Valley Historical Society and the Arizona Site Stewards. So we're very excited to have them on board, and a big thanks to them for being able to make it out that day. We also have two survivalist demonstrations throughout the day by outdoorsman Tom Blank. And Tom is a local hiker, and he also volunteers for Arizona Game and Fish. He goes on hikes for months at a time, so he knows his survival stuff. A really cool guy. Definitely recommend stopping by and seeing what he has to say, especially if you're a hiker yourself and you want a little bit more information about, how to stay safe out there, how to start a fire, all that kind of fun stuff. Along with the historic tours, we'll have gold panning, we'll have hikes throughout the day. All of that is free. The concerts are free, the games are free, everything. We're going to have a free fishing clinic as well. Arizona Game and Fish is allowing us, or is helping us to make it possible, a free clinic from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Now keep in mind, if you're fishing after 1, you're going to need your license and you're going to need all your appropriate stuff. But from 10 to 1, we got free fishing for you. We'll do some raffles with that. We'll have fun, have a good time. We've had some promises of teaching folks how to cook fish as well, so we'll see if that can happen. It should be a great day. The parking is free. We are having a separate lot, so you'll be shuttled down to the park, and that's just to make sure that it's a nice, safe day for everybody, as well as that lot's a little bit small for the amount of people that we're expecting for the event. So we'll have a safe shuttle for you with activities in that area, so that while you're waiting for your shuttle, you have something to do. Keep you busy. So don't miss this golden opportunity. If you need more information, you can visit www.pvaz.net or give us a call at 928-759-3090. Any questions about Gold Fever Day?
Let me sign up.
I think you got it nailed.
All right. Oh, you know what? I think I ended on that. So let's stay on that. All right. And then I have a couple updates for you guys about things that we are working on. The couple of papers that I gave you before we started, we'll start with the Create a Tree information and application. So the application has been updated to reflect the 2018 season, and that's what you'll have in front of you. We have the same amount of tree spots as last year. So we have over 40 spaces available in the library. And then if we get enough entries that we have some overflow, we'll start getting people into the Civic Center as well so that we can decorate that space. Personally, as someone who works in the Civic Center, I would love that. So everybody, make sure you get your trees in this year. The applications will be released in mid-October, and local businesses, organizations, schools, individuals that have businesses, whomever, fill out an application, and we'll get your tree in if it's appropriate. And if there's any issues, we'll let you know so that you can fix them and get your tree up anyway. Applications will be open until Thursday, November 15th, so mid-October to mid-November. And any applications that are received after that date will be accepted if we're able to. So if we have space, we'll still let you in. If not, we'll keep you on the list to inform you early next year. And setup for this is going to be on Wednesday, November 28th, as well as Thursday, November 29th, between 12 p.m. and 7 p.m. The Festival of Lights and the Light Parade and Pictures with Santa is that Friday, the 30th of November. And so we'll have all the trees up and running before that. And that'll be the first day of voting for Create a Tree, which for anyone who's not familiar, we do a People's Choice Award. So whoever gets the most votes gets a beautiful certificate, and they get to come here and meet you wonderful folks and get their recognition for all of their hard work and time that goes into their trees. And everyone does spend a lot of time on their trees. They're absolutely beautiful. So great exhibit to come and see for those of you who may not want to enter, but enjoy seeing the trees out. They're just gorgeous. And traditionally, our arts and culture commissioners have been present to help us with setup from the hours of 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. on those 2 days, that Wednesday and Thursday. So we'll have a sign-up sheet available for you probably at the next meeting so that you can, if there's a time that you're available to help with that program, we'll get you signed up. And once the display has ended, we'll count the votes. You guys will meet the winner. The display ends on Thursday, January 3rd. So for those of you who want to come see the exhibit, make sure you stop in December because they go pretty quick in January. So it's a great program. Any questions about Create a Tree?
I just want to add on to that creativity with your tree is encouraged.
Very much.
You don't necessarily have to think typical old tree. We've had cages for pets stacked like a tree. We've had pup tents. We've had trees that were decorated from a hair salon in all sorts of curlers and equipment that a hair salon would have. Just, there's all kinds of things. So use your imagination. And it makes it more fun for everybody who comes to see the trees. So.
It makes it more of a fun art exhibit when
yes.
we have the artistic trees.
Oh, yes.
So we love that exhibit. It's people get really creative, and it's a beautiful
yes.
expression of art. So we really love that. Any other questions? All right. The other information that I gave you was the Art at the Center application. The committee for Art at the Center had decided last year that they'd like to get the applications out a little bit earlier than January. And that mostly stems from the amount of time that it takes sculptors to be able to produce a piece. So we want to make sure that we are being as welcoming to artists as possible. So we've added an extra 3 months for them to be able to fill out an application and send it to us. So hopefully we'll be seeing some increased participation from folks. We had some great applications this past year, so we're hoping to build on that. You'll see the image for that is from Torque. It's only on the trifold one, because the others printed a little goofy. But that's our newest sculpture, so we're highlighting that one on the call. The picture may change. We've talked to some folks about getting an aerial shot, which could be pretty cool. So just FYI, that might be altered a little, but it will still be Torque, which is by Dale Andrus. So beautiful sculpture to feature on that. The call is intended to go out in mid-October. So we've talked to the town clerk, and we're reviewing everything, all of our information that goes out to artists, to make sure that we are online with what we should be as far as town policy says. So we're in a good direction as far as that. The application is rolling along, so let us know if there's any edits, anything we need to change with that. And the committee will be seeing these for final approvals at our meetings at the beginning of the month as well. So you'll see them again.
Fabulous.
And if you have any folks that you want to add to our mailing list or think would be appropriate to add to the mailing list, let us know so we can get it out to even more folks. If there's online, anything that you want added, anything that you want to talk about as far as, getting it out to more people, please let us know. We're trying to get it out there and get more artists. So we have been adding to the mailing list. Andy has done a great job with that, so I'm sure he'll have some additions this year as well. Any questions so far about that application and the process for that?
So the application's available online or online and we mail it out?
Yes, yeah, we'll mail it. We do mail out. The folks that print it for us just mail it on out, make it one quick process for that. And then we also post it on our website. We find other appropriate websites to post it on to reach as many people as possible. So, and then, we keep them in the office if there's local artists that would be interested. Any way we can share them.
Do we distribute these to our local colleges?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. Galleries, colleges, the art guilds receive them, the Brownsmith, folks like that. Yeah. So we have a really strong, as Kathy was saying earlier, really strong local art scene. And so we try to make sure that all of them get it. And that's something that we review every year too, is there someone new in town? Is there someone we need to take off the list and that kind of stuff? So we try to keep track of it as best as possible. But if you do have someone in mind that is new to town, or a new gallery, or whatever it may be, we'd love to reach out to them as well.
Awesome. Thank you.
I believe our mailing list is also regional, if I'm not mistaken. Is it still? Yeah, it goes to California, Utah,
Fabulous.
schools in those states. So in New Mexico.
I think we do California, Arizona, Nevada, New Mexico,
Utah.
Colorado, Utah.
Yes. Yeah.
Phenomenal.
Any other questions about the Art at the Center application? All right. And then our last item is Theater on the Green for 2019. So we are in the process of starting to schedule out for that. We have several bands that have reached out to us in the last 6 to 8 months, some of which have been recommended by you all. Andy had a lot of recommendations for the 40th anniversary, some of whom we just didn't have time in the schedule for, unfortunately. So we're going to talk to them about getting into some performances in the spring and summer and even into the fall if we're able to. And part of that too, once we have some groups on board, we'll be talking to our sound techs, making sure that we have the appropriate equipment and assistance that we need for those shows, and making sure that we have dates set and advertising going out in a timely fashion, hoping to have some solid dates and information by the first of the year. And I've also been in touch with Israel Jimenez from Arizona Theater Company. He's putting together a proposal of some ideas that they have to work with us for Theater on the Green, so expanding it into the theater realm of things.
Where's
Very
it located? Where are they located?
They're in Phoenix. In addition to being willing to do shows, they did mention that they were going to put together some information about their educational programs as well. So I have a call scheduled with them in mid-October. So hopefully we'll have some good information to share with you about some of their ideas and get some review going and comments and your feedback, and hopefully move forward with things if everything goes well.
So is Israel Theater Company one of the nonprofits that expressed interest in presenting programming?
Yeah. They were contacted, I believe, in April, and we've been kind of playing phone tag for a couple months and going back and forth through emails and whatnot. And then after the 40th, I had a chance to talk to them for about 20 minutes on the phone, which was all it took for them to be like, okay, we like your space. We want to try this. We'll get you information. So hopefully we'll have information for you soon.
So there were, I believe, I think there were a total of 3 that had expressed initial interest in bringing their programs here.
I know we've had at least one group that was scheduling out 3 to 4 years in advance that we had spoke to, and I apologize, I don't remember the name of that theater group, but it was one of the ones that we was reached out to in the spring. And I know there was a conversation with them, and at this time, they weren't going to work. The third group, I'm not sure, but definitely we can catch up on that and make sure that we're reaching out to everyone we should. If there was a third group, I'm not sure if I've gotten contact information, but this group has been very good at keeping in contact with us and rolling with the punches through our busy season.
Thank you.
My pleasure. Any questions about Theater on the Green?
Is there anything that you are needing from us right now in relation to that? Do you have a call to action for us?
Well, not at the moment, but once we have some dates, we'll need MCs. Any help that you're willing to give,
Sure.
We are happy to take it. So definitely MCs. We love being able to announce the bands and, make sure that we're recognizing the fact that it's brought to you by the Arts and Culture Commission, recognizing our sponsors, doing all of that fun stuff, and we love having you all there. So even if you can't make it as an MC or as a volunteer, if you can make it out to enjoy the show, we'd love that too.
In addition to that, part of that call to action that you were mentioning there, we always are asking Commission to actively pursue, much like what Commissioner Wirtz was indicating in regards to some of the other groups, or in this case, theatrical specifically, with that diversity in regards to those services that we have. So if you run across bands, performers, those types of things, encourage them to register with us in regards so that we can have that. Part of that registration they're giving, not like a demo, examples of their performances, those types of things. Sometimes it's leaked through social media components, those types of things. Sometimes they're able to drop off a CD with us. But we do have a artist registration process that should be active on our website. That's what Hope and I were discussing just now, making sure is that there. So we're going to double check on that. We'll give you that information as well. But we're always looking for entertainers as part of that proposal process, so that whether it's Theater on the Green, a future 40th, Gold Fever Day, so on and so forth, of different entertainment activities, so that we're always fresh, hip, active, all that kind of cool stuff going on, as well as that if we might be able to hopefully produce one day or attract producers to bring their groups and create a forum of entertainment and activity aside from what the town does, because we have this wonderful resource out here known as Theater on the Green to be able to give that venue for them to provide entertainment activity for all of Prescott Valley, and hopefully they blow it up through entertainment. We've got people coming from every which way here to enjoy what you all and Town Council have helped created. So,
Fabulous.
Other than that, that was my 2 cents worth.
All right. Next up, Mr. Brian Woody, work-study meeting proposal,
Yes, ma'am.
action item.
Unfortunately, tonight I don't have a action item before you, so I will withdraw that particular element. But I would like to have a discussion with you, i.e. hints. It was an item that we were unable to reach due to a lack of available time to us. I'd really like to reflect this with each of you for determination, so that I can come back to you with a proposal for action. And then independently, I will also reach out to Commissioners Gibson and Sinclair for their feedback and participation as well. The item is specifically related to work study. We were victim to time earlier this evening, and this is really the premise under which I am making this request for your feedback and then ultimate action on, and that is for us to consider how it gets organized, can be reviewed and discussed, cussed, as the mayor likes to say, and debated through this process, but really looking at either a separate date, i.e. this particular commission meets on the third Wednesday of each month. If we wanted to look at a first Wednesday or a second or a fourth, or looking at creating an earlier time on the third Wednesday of the month, if that worked within everyone's schedules. I know Commissioner Gibson has some limited times as far as being able to come earlier within a day, and as well as Commissioner Sinclair, that we would need to look at and consider, but it would allow the commission to delve more deeply, give more time that might be needed towards a particular subject or matter, or just being able to hit the items on a particular agenda evening. I would like to propose that the commission consider that possibility of doing those and establish them on a regular basis. If we find that there's no items, fine. We don't necessarily have to have a work study item, but I know that our committees are going to be developing. They're going to be becoming more active. We've got a very passionate group out here that's going to be going through those processes and getting that all on board. And I know you all want to see rubber hitting the road, and we're moving this down that road. So that's really my item that I wanted to talk with you, see how you felt, and if it's something that you would like to see me continue to pursue, and then develop what those recommendations or possibilities that might exist.
I am open to Mondays about the same time, but if we aren't coming up on somebody else's meeting, but the Monday prior to, a week prior Monday to our meeting, that gives us roughly a week before the actual meeting to reflect.
Yes, ma'am.
So that would be great.
Okay, so the second Monday of a month?
Yes.
Would be at least your recommendation?
Yes.
Okay.
I can always come in earlier, but I think maybe a different day might be better for schedules all the way around, depending.
Right. That much I don't know, so we'll look at that. Are Wednesdays of conflict or issue for you throughout the month? And I'm only saying that because of the group meets on a Wednesday. So,
not specifically.
Okay.
Well, I just love Mondays, and I have all kinds of energy and free time.
Gotcha. Okay. All right.
Yeah, I would be open to. Certainly, we need a longer meeting time most of the time for our work studies.
Okay.
And my preference would be the Wednesday prior to our regular meeting.
Okay. So a second
Unfortunately,
Wednesday.
Mondays are already.
Our Mondays are cut.
But Monday's not a bad day. I mean, I can make it work. But
Let's not if we're
or a
scheduling.
longer time prior to this meeting. But I think having the space of a week between gives us time to develop things. We may decide things in a work study that we need to accomplish prior to the meeting. So we've got time in there to do that, as opposed to having a meeting 2 hours before our regular meeting.
Correct. Yes, ma'am. All right.
Yep.
Commissioner Wirtz.
But Nancy, you prefer Wednesday?
Yeah, it works fine for me. There's other days, but Wednesday, since it's already what I call an out day, it's fine with me.
And is that doable for you?
Yeah, that's something that I can make work.
Okay.
Wednesdays works for me.
Okay. All right.
That still
And
gives
I
us.
think Frankie has limitations with Wednesdays. I'm not sure, but she did it one time. I haven't spoken to her in a long
Exactly.
time. So I
And
don't
out of
know.
fairness to her,
Yes,
we'll just need to
let
get
her
her
see what-
feedback.
She has the most time limitations of all of us. so.
Yes, ma'am. And I know with Commissioner Sinclair, we'll need to speak with him as well, too, especially as it relates to the time of the day. So we might be, instead of an afternoon, we might be looking at an evening time as well. But we'll collect that data and reflect that back to all and go through that process. And again, based upon what those needs are, but knowing that we've got quite a few conversation items, not only committee items, but some whole items for the commission to talk about, i.e. related to grants or other related particular projects. And we'll hit all of those items there as agenda processes. Okay? Sound good. So I do have second Mondays as more preferred, but Wednesdays would be considered.
Yes.
I see, and that would be the second of each month. I see a second Wednesday as part of a recommended process.
Earlier.
Understood. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Monday or Wednesday is fine for me.
And Commissioner Wirtz with
Recommend a
Monday or Wednesday.
6:30 start time because with Andy coming up from the valley.
Right, and I'll want to get some specifics from him on what that function or fit might be.
I have to amend my comments then. If it's going to be evening, then I would not want Wednesday. I'm already giving up something else for this one, for one Wednesday a month, so
Understood.
Monday or another day would be better.
All right, very good.
I only have no days, so I can't do anything Tuesdays, and I can't do anything Fridays.
Okay, so absolutely
Outside of that,
no Tuesdays, no Fridays, right?
That's correct.
Okay.
But yeah, if it's going to be a 6:30 meeting, Monday would be more preferable.
All right.
So
Excellent.
I have a question regarding staff committee meetings.
Yes, sir.
So what is the procedure for requesting a meeting, scheduling a meeting?
It could be if it's an individual, or if are you talking about an individual conversation or a committee function and operation?
It would be, it's both. You know, we have our committees that, let's say that there's the grant topic.
Okay,
you know.
gotcha.
We had general conversation about that, but then to refine a proposal to the work study committee.
Yes.
Every day we essentially provides a process to refine ideas prior to bringing it to the other committee member.
Right.
And then it can. So again, the question is, what's the procedure that you'd like us to follow for requesting a meeting?
And I'm hoping I'm going to hit the nail on the head on this one for you. Okay. So if committees are working on an activity and those types of things, and they would like to engage staff for a fuller review, so that then in turn it goes and is presented to the commission as a whole to determine their recommendations and those types of things to then create action behind it. Does this sound like I'm on the right path?
Yeah.
Okay. At any point in time, we can schedule a committee review with staff to make those things happen. That can be done on the fly, or it can be part of something that the commission has not been able, will now be beginning its development processes of committee meetings. It can be formalized in that way if we would like to do it. So twofold. It can be a requested committee meeting presentation, or it can be an independent discussion, i.e. a meeting. Get on the phone, send an email, say, I would like to, or Commissioners X and Y would like to meet with staff to review concepts, ideas, proposals, so they can be refined and then presented to the commission. So in any which way, fashion, or form, stop by the office, give a phone call, send an email, and we'll work to fit those little time frames and nuances in, without a doubt.
I understand that. So then after we have said meeting, as far as we come to an agreement of, okay, these are some questions that the working committee or the work study forum would then discuss as an agenda item. Talk about placement, taking
sir.
the next step then.
And that would come out of your work studies as recommended action items that then would be placed on the regular meeting's agenda for action.
So I guess the specific question then is, kind of met informally, we've hashed out an idea, but then it needs to, how does it get placed on an agenda for the work study?
That is the committee's then request that it's added to the work study agenda, much like any
just
of those
at that
others.
time.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yes. And again, those kinds of things can happen informally through those processes. So without a doubt. Was that?
Yes.
Did you get it? All right.
Got it.
Good deal. Any other questions?
I have no further questions.
Okay, super.
good.
I will conduct that outreach with Commissioner Gibson and Commissioner Sinclair, get some ideas, and then I will respond back to everyone for their individual input so that we can formalize, and then I can bring that item before you.
Okay.
Okay? Then we'll recommend calendar development, all those other good things.
Wonderful.
All right, excellent.
you.
You're welcome.
Okay. Are there any members of the audience that would like to address the commission? None.
Very quiet group.
All right, the next meetings of the Arts and Culture Commission will be Wednesday, October 17th at 5:30 for the work study meeting, and the regular meeting will follow at this point, October 17th, also Wednesday at 6:30, both of which are in the auditorium in the Presque Valley Public Library. If there are no further items for discussion, I will accept a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Meeting adjourned.